Hi, I'm Jacob Phoenix, and I just got back from Diablo Rock Gym. Never been rock climbing before, so this was a first. It was very noisy there, so while there will be some audio popping in here and there, the majority of this will be me talking about it after the fact, right now. And while this is the first time I've ever been rock climbing, this is the second wall that I successfully climbed as I was not filming when we first got there. But now that I'm at the top, as you can see, I'm struggling to get myself down. Most people seem to just jump down, but I am too afraid of breaking something, even if the floor is like super ultra cushioned. The climb is a lot higher than it feels when you're just looking at the wall. Anyways, eventually I did get my way down, and I walked over to my buddy Crash here, who's trying to climb a wall himself and struggling. No.
Try this slant anyway. This is B0, dude. Oh god.
It goes so high too. Oh man. Rock climbing has a lot of different rankings to show how difficult or easy a wall is. This ranking is basically from V0 to V9, V9 being the hardest, and we are struggling to do V0s, which are supposed to be just about the easiest climbs that you can do. It's worth noting that I'm pretty sure this is the first time Crash had gone rock climbing as well, so we are in about the same boat throughout.
I need to go back down.
No. No. My foot was slipping and I was like, nah.
You need to come back down with that?
My arm's scraped against the big green bit. I got chalk on my arm. And I am a little sad I didn't get to go back to this wall later, because I did think that it was possible. I just slipped, whether or not Crash wants to believe me. Now this green one I still don't understand. We watched someone else do it correctly, and I don't know how. I mean, part of it is like what Crash is doing here, where you're just raising one leg up really high and somehow balancing that way.
My hamstring.
Oh no.
My hamstring.
Do I get some water or something? No? You good? You good?
My
My hams.
My hams.
Okay. I don't know if it's a lack of flexibility or if there was a peg that I was missing, but I just could not figure this one out for the life of me. And here we go. As you can see, I barely get off the ground and I'm just confused by it. I don't know what I'm looking at here. This doesn't feel like it was designed with the human body in mind. What do I do? I can't reach anything. I have little arms. I got a little farther here, and then I'm actually sort of hanging off something. But any attempts to reach farther up are met with the reality of how impossible that would be. No. No.
You're ready. It's like same thing. We are like,
Whoa.
what do I do?
I can see what I should do, but I got little arms. I can't reach. I'd have to like leap. That's scary.
Those hairy legs like contort to your
This pink one frustrated me because it looked so doable. It felt doable. But it wasn't. It's walls like this pink one and the first one that I bailed on that make me really want to try to go rock climbing again and like improve because I didn't think I would have as much fun with it as I did, despite not being very successful in most walls that I tried to climb. Yeah, it's tearing my skin off. I'm weak. Careful.
Do that instantly.
Okay. Do what feels right. Oh man, this was almost a disaster. Crash's phone fell out of his pocket again. I was gonna go to pick it up, and as soon as I started to lean forward to grab it, I saw him losing balance. I was scared for my life. This is what I mean when I say this one felt doable, because there's this point where there's a peg to the right that seems like it's in reach, but in order to grab it, you'd have to have your left hand on the right peg, and I just couldn't shimmy my hands around to give myself enough room to do that.
Okay, hold on. Try something different.
So I thought I was smart coming up with this strategy to cross my arms and try to get across that way, but you'll see how successful that was.
The idea was that if this hand's here, I could go there, but then I just. Okay, so we're my fingerprint. Thank God. You thought you scraped your fingerprints off? I guess.
Man, I wasn't gonna argue with him in the moment, but I don't know how you'd think rock climbing for not even 30 minutes would scrape off your fingertips and you'd lose your fingerprints. We were feeling the strain, the friction from how grippy everything was, but it takes a lot to actually lose your fingerprint. You'd have to actively cut it open with a knife. It's not as easy as just keep rubbing the sandpaper till it's gone. This yellow one was daunting to me because it was around a corner, which is not something I'd tried before. And I was already barely comprehending how I was supposed to wrap my body around the other easier ones. And I got to a point here where I try to reach for the finish and I almost fall off. And then I decided I was gonna try to go for it, or I was gonna just fall and accept my fate. Thankfully though, I went for it and I didn't fall. But then I had no idea how I was supposed to get down.
How the hell do I get down?
Suppose I shouldn't repeat myself. Hey, if you're watching this late into the video, I guess you can know a little behind the scenes production secret. I did not just get back from the rock climbing, I did this yesterday. I'm recording this at 8:30. This video goes up in 3.5 hours.
Toward the end, it wasn't even that my grip was slipping, it's just my arms were fully extended and weak.
It doesn't show super well on camera, but my hands were completely red here. And then Crash went and tried the same wall, and I will say he did complete it. Sadly, I'm not going to be able to show that though, because it was around this time when a staff member politely asked me to put my bag away, to which I obliged. So this might be a bit of an abrupt ending, but that is where my footage ends. TLDR, rock climbing is fun. I'd want to get better at it. And see ya. subscribe.